Hello, in this video we are going to review how to use the hand trick to evaluate trig function. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and draw our left hand. I'm going to go ahead and label the angle. So this is our left hand and the angle. So this is 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, and 90 degree. We also, if you don't like to use degree, we also label them in radian. So this is the same as 0 radian. This is pi over 6. This is pi over 4. And 60 is pi over 3. And 90 is pi over 2. So either way, it will work for us. Next, we are going to review the positive. So this is the positive trig function. Okay. So for the first quadrant, all six trig functions will be positive, so which is from 0 to 90 degree. Okay. So be sine, cosine, tangent, and cosecant, secant, and cotangent. They're all positive. Now we move on to quadrant number 2 from 90 to 180 degree. It will be sine and cosecant. Only the two functions will be positive. And again, I'm going to go ahead and write it in radian at the same thing. So this is the same thing as 0 radian. This is pi over 2 radian, and this is pi. And next one will be 3 pi over 2. Go back here, 2 pi. Okay. Let's move on to quadrant number 3. We from 180 degree to 270 degree. And it's only tangent, and cotangent will be positive. And the last quadrant number 4 will be from 270 to 360 degree, and only cosine and secant. Okay, so if you remember, the shortcuts will be all student take calculus. So all means all six trig function. Student, it means the sine and the reciprocal sine. Take with tangent and reciprocal of tangent, and then calculus will be cosine and the reciprocal cosine. So now go ahead and let's begin with the first example. Now, before we move on to the first example, I'm going to go ahead and give us three more tricks here, 3 more hints here. So if we want to use the hand trick, then sine of an angle. So I'm going to go ahead and call this an angle theta. For sine, we want to take the square root of the below finger. Divide by 2, and then cosine of an angle is the square root of above finger divide by 2. And then tangent will be square root of below finger divide by square root of above finger. That will be, this is just the shortcuts, so that if you don't want to use the unit circle, then this is how you are going to use it. Okay, so let's go ahead and begin with the first example. Let's say that we want to evaluate sine of phi pi over 6. Okay, now first of all, phi, phi pi over 6 is not going to show up on your left hand at all, because your left hand it end up the graded angle will be 90 degree or pi over 2. These are just the reference angle. So the first step is that you have to determine the location where the terminal side of phi pi over 6. Okay. Now, if you are not comfortable with radian, you can convert to degree. So convert phi pi over 6 into degree. Now you can see right here that there are lots of ways. You take your radian times 180 over pi, or you think about it here, pi over 6 is 30. So 5 times 30 is 150 degree. So now we know that it has to be in quadrant number 2. So for quadrant number 2, sine will be positive. So our answer has to be a positive answer. Next step, if we want to use the trick right here, then we have to find the reference angles. So 150 degree. So 150 degree will be in quadrant number 2. So the reference angle will be the acute angle from the terminal of 150 to the x-axis. Okay, or I take 180 minus 150. So that will give a sine of 30 degree. So therefore, sine of 30 degree using our hand trick right here. So the number of finger below 30 degree is only 1. So therefore, square root of 1 divided by 2. So therefore, square root 1 is just 1/2. So again, square root of 1 is 1, and then you just copy the 2. So that's it. That's it how we do the hand trick. And also the positive trick quadrant here, so that we know what quadrant that the function will be positive. And also this is the shortcut for us to use the hand trick to find sine, cosine, tangent. Now when you know sine, cosine, tangent, then the cosecant, secant, and cotangent will be very simple. You just do the reciprocal. So let's do one more example. So let's say what happens if the angle is negative? So let's say we want to find sine of negative phi pi over 4. So the first thing is that you can see right here that our reference angle, which is on our left hand, from 0 to 90, those are acute angle, and again they're all positive. So the first step that we have to find the positive coterminal. So to find the positive coterminal, you are going to take your given negative radian and you add, so this is in radian, so I have to add 2 pi. But if it's in degree, then you will add 360 degree. So there'll be more than one way to do it. So now I'm going to ahead and simplify the fraction. So our common denominator is 4. So negative 5 pi stay plus. So here you can see here, if we don't have a denominator, it will be a 1. Okay. So therefore, you have to times 4 to the denominator and times 4 to the numerator. So that gives us 8, because 2 times 4, pi. And continue to simplify the fraction. So that will give the fraction will be 3 pi over 4. So again, 3 pi over 4, where will be that? So again, think about here, pi over 4 is 45 degrees. So if we want to use the hand trick here, the first step we have to do that we have to go back and find the reference angle. I mean, go back and use the hand trick. So 3 pi over 4. Now, if you want to convert to degrees so that you can see it well, 3 pi over 4 is, think about here, 3 times 45. So 135 degree. So 135 degree is here in the middle of quadrant number 2. So therefore, the reference angle, the Q angle, will be 45 degree. So the angle that from the end of or the terminal side of 135, the x-axis, will be 35 degrees. So that will be equal sine of 45 degree. So now we know that since 135 degree is in quadrant number 2, so therefore sine have to be positive. So therefore our conclusion is sine of negative 5 pi over 4 is the same thing as sine of 45 degree. Or if you want to write in radian, will be sine of pi over 4. So therefore, now I'm going to go ahead and use the hand trick again. Sine will be below. So therefore, there are 2 fingers below the middle finger. And since we cannot simplify the numerator, so we'll leave it the way it is. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.